I'm going to talk about the psyop, that is Gematria and the Bible Code. Now, people like Zachary Hubbard, have made Gematria popular on YouTube. Then you have other Gematria Christians. Now, it's actually blasphemous to be a Christian and to do Gematria. And the Gematria is actually a large amount of it is a psyop, trying to build you into the idea that we are in the biblical end times. We are not. That is a psyop. And it was promoted by a program made by Horizon on BBC, which actually had DASOM agents make the program. And it was a New York reporter who had direct links with the military in that country, in the Middle East. So they were the creators of this thing called the Bible Code, where you had hidden messages in the Bible. That is what they made you believe. And of course, all the messages were pro-Israeli. So everything they tell you in the media about all the events were which were pro-Israel, were in the Bible Code. And then we have the emergence of Gematria with Zachary Hubbard. Now, there is something to Gematria. This is correct. They do base their events on Gematria. That is correct. It's called sacred geometry, Pythagoras, Freemasonry. It's part of Freemasonry. It's part of Kabbalah. So if you're a Christian practicing Gematria and trying to figure out end times with Gematria, and then you're a Christian, you are actually practicing Kabbalah, which is Lucifer worship, which involves Satanism. So people who claim to be Christians practicing this Kabbalah, especially these nutjobs in America who believe we live on a tree, that the earth is actually on a tree, are actually practicing Kabbalah. They're actually practicing the Luciferian religion, which this is promoting with these numbers. And also it's propaganda to promote this idea that we are in the end times. That's not saying that there is nothing to Gematria. There is. These people do base their events on Gematria. That is true. But if you're a Christian and you're practicing this, you're actually practicing the Kabbalah. And that is a fact. So here we have Michael Shermer, and there was this whole program on the Bible Code. It was actually on the BBC, and it was actually made by DASOM. It had actually DASOM in the credits, and the journalist who made this load of nonsense had direct contact with the Israeli military. And then from this Bible Code, all this hidden code, and then you have this creation of Gematria popularized by Zachary Hubbard, a DASOM shill, and what you're actually practicing is Kabbalah. Now, it's fine if you claim that you're not a Christian and you're looking into these events through this code. That's fine. But if you're a Christian and you're actually practicing this and you're using this to prove that we are in the end times, you're actually practicing Kabbalah, which is the Luciferian religion of enlightenment through the secret understanding of God's knowledge. This is actually occult practice. And this little toe rag, who's tried to use my channel to gain publicity, actually believes we live on a tree underneath and then a piece of land, and then we live something above. Actually, that looks like a globe. I can't really make sense of that, but it looks like we're living on a tree, and then a mountain on a tree, then some kind of globe. And this guy, I think he claims to be a Christian, and he is promoting Gematria. So he's actually promoting Kabbalah, and he's used my channel to get publicity. And this guy is a little shriveled up prick. He hasn't got the balls to voice his own channels with his Gematria bollocks. Little tit. And here we have the Kabbalah practiced by Freemasonry and Gematria. Okay, Gematria is actually Luciferian. It's part of the Kabbalah. Here we are, Gematria for beginners. Kabbalistic art of beep. You are actually practicing the Kabbalah. These so-called Christians, oh, you can't say the earth is not flat, there's no evidence, I'm gonna cry. Idiots. It's called argument. And so, the concept of Kabbalah does not appear, the Gematria does not appear in the Hebrew Bible itself. It is associated with Kabbalah. Gematria is associated with Kabbalah. If you're a Christian, you shouldn't be practicing Gematria if you claim to be a Christian. Thank you.